everyone, it's Jen Vax with yourcolorstyle.com with Gail Scott. We're going to redo that.
You just want to call me that fucking creative director.
Hey everyone, it's Jen Vax with yourcolorstyle.com, and I'm here with Gail Scott, my beauty and style director. And we are here to talk about your uniform. Gail, what does that mean?
I'm going to tell you a little story leading into this and what led to this discussion. Years ago, I had a little group of friends here in my town who decided to take me out as a surprise for my birthday. Now, if you've ever surprised anyone, there's always that fear you're going to get to their house and they're going to be ungroomed, undressed, bad mood. You just never know. But I think I remember asking them, how did you know I'd have on clothes? And how did you know? And my friend's like, I knew you'd have on your uniform. And I'm like, what do you mean? And it became clear to me she was referring to my black velour tracksuit. Now, mind you, this was the last time velour tracksuits were in style years ago. But there was good and bad in that. Because one, hey, I was known for something. I had a look. The negative was that I apparently was wearing that look too often, and that was before styling people. Because what had happened, it became very easy. And I think that's what we mean when we talk about a uniform, kind of our go-to look, or for lack of a better word, a go-to style equation that really works for us.
I like the idea of a style equation. So give me an example.
Well, like I had that black velour tracksuit. And what I loved about it is I could put different tops on with it, wear it several times a week, and I could wear it like a little pair of flats or my sneakers. I could kind of change it up a little bit, but it was there and it was easy and it didn't require a lot of thought or muss and fuss. Another uniform might be someone that uses the equation of like a pair of jeans, a print top, and a cardigan sweater. That might be your uniform. Now, I want to say, while I'm a believer in having a uniform, is that if you can utilize the same style equation every day, it can become boring. Yeah. Because you're going to have the same silhouette, basically, unless you're really smart in changing up the variables in the equation. And that's when people talk to me, too, about, well, I really like this equation. I like to wear a third piece, a blouse, and jeans. That's my look. Okay, well, if you're going to do that, and that's going to be your quote-unquote uniform and your go-to equation, we need to make sure that and when we're talking about equations, remember from the algebra, A plus B equals C, or A plus B plus C equals whatever. So to get that uniform, some variety, we want to shake up your A and shake up your B. And what that might look like if that was your uniform would be different colors of cardigan sweaters, different patterns of shirts, and different colors of the jeans. That's a great way to have a uniform and a certain look that's kind of your look that you rock, but make it interesting. Do you have a uniform, Jen?
I'm thinking as you're talking, and I think that my uniform would be my bootcut jeans because they look really good. I like the way they fit. I'm hesitating now because, gosh, so ankle boots, bootcut jeans, and I guess probably most of the time a sweater, like I'm afraid to say it because you're going to yell at me, but usually it's a wide striped sweater. But here's the thing, like I'm trying to break out of this sweater dome. I mean, I love sweater. When it starts to get really cold here in Virginia, that's all you're going to see me in is sweaters. But I'm trying to break out and wear more blouses. And so I'd like to have one of them to be jeans, the boots, and a blouse. I think that's
this is kind of what we talk about too with a uniform. A uniform is your easy look. It's your grab, just got to put something on and run out the door. And I know for me in the winter, it's probably going to be either jeans or like some kind of sweater pant, wide leg sweater pant, and something that pulls over like you're talking about. It's either a sweater or a sweatshirt because those blouses, is it pressed? You got to button it up. Do you do you have on the right bra? Whereas we can throw in these, like I have a myriad of just crew neck sweatshirts and sweaters because I just throw those on with something and slip on like a flat or a sneaker.
Okay, so let me reiterate back to you then so that everyone gets on the same page. So, uniform is not just about an easy combination of things that go together that you like. It's also your grab and go pieces so you don't have to do too much thinking about it, but still know that it goes together and you're looking good.
It would be what you grabbed. I almost hate to go here, but in an emergency, in a oh my
Okay.
gosh, kid's sick at school and I got to run pick them up. What do you have? What is your go-to look? And instead of just it being something sloppy, what I want to really motivate people to do is curate a really great uniform and uniforms for different things. Like a good example is I have travel wear, and it almost always consists of wide leg, stretchy pants. So that's sweater pants, a wide leg yoga pant, a wide leg sweat pant, and either one of these pullover tops or some type of jacketed piece that just put a t-shirt under. And I specifically shop for those. So I guess what I'm saying, Jen, is it shouldn't just be something that we jerk out of the closet that's a, like you say, a default or a remnant kind of thing. It's a planned situation. Like that is my planned travel uniform. So like when we travel for the holidays this year, I've got one or two of my little planned. That's what I wear in the car. And I know if someone were to descend from another planet and just look at me while I'm driving in my car on a long trip, they'd say, "Is that your only outfit?" It is a travel uniform. But I love having specific things for certain parts of our lives. This is not what we're going to do necessarily every day. But
Right.
that to me, that uniform is about like having that one or two outfits that we wear in some really cold situation. Like if you've got a kid that plays, something outdoors that's super cold, that all your garments don't need to
Been
work for
there.
that, then you find yourself a couple of uniforms, or if you mix and match little module of uniforms, if you fly a lot, I will buy clothes based on car rides and airplane rides. I will buy summer pieces based on it's my summer uniform because it's what I wear back and forth to the beach in the car with my swimsuit underneath it, things like that. So that's kind of what I think about when I think of uniform.
Yeah, I like this idea. This gets me excited because it gives people a little bit of a framework as around not only putting outfits together, but also how to shop smart for their lifestyle. I was just thinking back in the day when my kids played soccer, and they played all year round. And so we would be out in this soccer fields in late fall, early, winter with the winds gusting. And I can tell you, I didn't really care about what I wore because I wore a long coat that was buttoned, like zipped up, but I always chose a matching scarf and skull cap to go on top with the matching gloves. That was my uniform because it didn't matter outside of that.
I love that. So I think that what we're talking about is giving things thought. And the thought starts when you purchase the pieces, not just when you walk in your closet. Because the pieces have to be in your closet, the colors have to be right. And sometimes we buy things just because they're there. We don't give purchases as much thought as we should when we're curating the closet. So we want to be very intentional in not only is this my color, not only is this my shape, where am I wearing this?
Yeah.
How am I using this? I have my uniforms that I wear to pickleball. I don't wear the same thing to pickleball that I would wear to a speaking engagement. So I have my pickleball uniform. So we can have different types of uniforms. But I think we should all have our simple go-to when we've just got to run to the grocery store, or it's a lay around on Saturday with your husband watch football. Don't just leave your pajamas on. Have some cute little uniforms that are just for that. They're my football watching uniform. And we got to come up with a better name. Uniform doesn't sound interesting or fun.
I know it doesn't, but it's kind of just what makes sense. But you're right. It's really just that I like the idea of naming your moments in your lifestyle, right? In general, and what is your formula, your equation for that particular lifestyle? Because you asked me and my head started swimming. But if you asked me like what I would wear just to pull on to go to the grocery store, it would be my wide leg jeans, street sneakers, and probably a pattern top. And then whatever jacket, if I need a jacket, like with this top, I'd wear a leather jacket, but depends on what it is, going to the store. That would be that. But date night would be different. and have a different, or going to the winery with my husband, which we go often to wineries. I usually like to wear jeans with knee-high boots and a sweater and a look that's different from lounging around the house.
So that women who stay home with kids, women who are retired, they don't feel a need to get dressed. But I want to encourage them, have a uniform for that. Even if it's something super simple like sweatpants or yoga pants and a top, make it a thoughtfully chosen yoga pants and a top. Go to your style equations, decide if it's going to be solid, a print, in the mix and match. And then shop for those pieces as you go along, rather than just your husband comes home, you've got on just these ratty sweats, pants, and y'all, I like my pajamas to match. If I'm going out to mow the yard, I want it to be, it doesn't have to be super high end or anything, but I want to match. Like I want to actually like almost have a little style to it.
Yeah. It's really easy, especially like moms of young kids who are home a lot, or, women that are, well, not women, but just people in general that are home a lot and don't necessarily have a huge social calendar for them to get out. And I totally get that sometimes it just doesn't feel like it matters. But for those that are home with other people in the home, but first of all, finding something that is just intentional, even if it's still super casual and comfy, it does make you feel a little bit better about yourself in general. It just feels better. It's fun to shop for something like that. And secondly, with other people in the home, they're watching. And I don't mean necessarily that you have to dress to impress your kids or your husband or partner, but they are watching. And my daughter grew up watching me as I grew up watching my mom. And, if you start to impress upon them what is kind of acceptable for you and self-care. And I think it comes down to that. Don't disregard yourself just because you're not going out to a party. Just take care of yourself and buy some nice things for yourself that feel good, that fit the occasion, because you deserve to wear something nice, even if it's just lounging around the house. And that self-care is really, really important.
I love it, because to me, when we talk about uniform, I think it's utilitarian, it's simple, and it's easy. And those are the kind of looks too that, like, people say, well, how do you accessorize that? Those are the looks that I just throw on with my hoop earrings and my watch and my wedding ring. It's not something that you build out always. We're talking about just having simple looks that when you just need to grab and go, or you have a specific activity that you have to do, like once a week I go here, and you have a look or two. You can still switch it up a little bit, but I think having a uniform can really take a lot of stress off, especially if you want limited clothing or you're on a very limited budget.
Yeah.
Make a great choice on a uniform that really works for you, that's easy for you to pull together and just run out the door.
Super fun. Super
It
fun.
could be a velour tracksuit, because those are really hot again right now.
You will never catch me in a velour tracksuit.
I had a new one. When I got my new one, I texted that old friend. I'm like, "You're not gonna believe it," because she thought she.
There are people right now thinking they love you and the idea of a velour tracksuit, and then there's the other that are with me. They're like, "You crazy town." Like, I don't personally get it, but that doesn't mean that it's not awesome. I just don't get it. But that's you, Gail. You like to push the boundaries.
Always. But don't forget, whatever your preferred style equations are, to always mix up those little elements in there, the variables, to get the most interesting looks.
Yeah.
And one example of something I bought this week, I told you I love, like, just a wide leg sweatpant, a sweatshirt in the winter. That's my go-to, like, quote unquote uniform. But Old Navy had an emerald green sweatpant that was like a tracksuit type sweatpant with a white stripe down the
white stripe. Yep.
So it has plenty of white tops to go with that. So it doesn't have to be boring, but see, that's just another version of my uniform, or an equation that I really love. That'll be very simple to throw on with things I have, and it just fits into that uniform that I wear around the house, or to take the dog to the vet, or things like that.
That's a really good point. Like, I said wide leg jeans, but I could have easily said wide leg pants, period. And that could include jeans or could include pants. And then the, pattern blouse or
There are a lot
whatever.
of you
So
that, especially you
yeah.
petite girls, that you're not worried about being apple shaped or anything. It may be a legging. It may be a legging and a sweater is kind of your
Yeah.
uniform go-to. Just don't get stuck in it as a rut. Use it when you're supposed to and make it interesting.
All right. This was a fun talk. And if anybody is wondering what are you talking about when you say these style equations and where the heck are those? Those are in Style Masters. So Style Masters is all about your personal style. It's your full color journey from your learning how to wear colors to developing your personal style. So I will leave a link for you to check out Style Masters in the description, wherever this video is. And also, if you are interested in actual personal style services with a little bit more one-on-one attention, I'll leave a link for that for Gail, because or to Gail's services, because sometimes we just want people just to help us directly, and Gail is amazing.
But we need to have the new guides too. So say
That's right.
you don't want to go so far to work with a personal stylist, but you need a little help on, the style you are, the style that works best for you, but you need some tips on how to stay in that zone. That's what the style guides are for. And there's 6 of them, and they're very inexpensive, and they're out on.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. So not forget, but like, oh, by the way, we have a personal style quiz. It's free, and it asks you a few questions, and then it shows you your dominant personal style and your secondary and your tertiary. And then it'll also guide you over to the style guide, so you can get a much more in-depth look into that style, including more style equations for that style. So I will leave the links to all those things in the wherever this video is, whether it's on YouTube, a description, or on the blog post, and make sure that you know where to get all that information, because I forgot. We just launched it. It's not top of mind, but they're so good. So I will put that there too for everyone.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I'm Jen Vax, Gail Scott, and thanks so much. Bye for now.